wanted to share something with you today. So lately, I have switched from coaching and consulting with SaaS companies to actually uh, what I call a done for you service, which is where we go in and we do pretty much everything for the right SaaS company. And what we've learned over these past few weeks, learned a ton of stuff, obviously, and we've had some really amazing successes. Um, Especially with SaaS companies that have been stuck at a specific number, we've been able to get through some huge breakthroughs. Um, what I've learned is that there are a few things that if you get right, your success is pretty much biggest that will generate 80% of the results. Okay. And so after working with, it's no exaggeration to say that I've worked with thousands of founders, either directly or indirectly, either through coaching or in the group or whatever. These are the three things that if you have these in place, success is 80 to 90% there for you. Okay. The first one is the your market, but not what you would think. You hear a lot about identifying your ideal target market and choosing your dream customer profile, which is what I teach. I teach that stuff. But what doesn't get talked about very often is choosing a market that's growing, that continues to grow. Here's what happens is sometimes founders will go in and will go into a river where there's fish going by, and the river, if the market isn't growing, it's the same fish in that pond. I think pond is maybe a better example. And if your bait, if you're using the same bait, the same offer, same product or service, and you're putting it into a lake with the same fish, you're going to catch some fish, but over time, you're going to run out of fish that want that bait. And so what you need to do is you need to change that bait again and again and again. And that requires a much more, you have to spend a lot more time on marketing with that, because then it requires you to have to position the product in different ways, find new ways, new angles, new offers. And for marketers, that's a dream come true. I mean, I love doing that with my clients because we can attract totally new markets with that. But if you're not an expert marketer and you're not an expert at positioning and all that kind of stuff, it's much easier to grow your company when there's a constant supply of fish coming into that lake, new fish that haven't seen your bait yet. If the market is shrinking, it's even worse, because you have, not only do you have the same fish, but you have fewer of them. So as you're choosing a market to go after, look at a market that is growing. Okay. Number two, 80 to 90% of your success will depend on the size of the pain that you're solving. So a mentor of mine, I think is Perry Marshall, says you should go after a bleeding neck. So bleeding neck is a problem that's so emotionally disturbing or so painful that if they don't stop it, they could die. So you want to find a pain that is a bleeding neck. A lot of times we go in and we solve minor irritations, right? Or tiny abrasions, okay? And those tiny pains, they a lot of people might have them, but they get pushed to the side often. Other pains get put ahead of that, and these pains get pushed down. And symptoms of that are your clients tell you they need this product, but they don't happen to implement it, or they bought the product and they haven't implemented it and it's been 6 months, or they tell you it's a really good product and we really need this, but we don't have the time. All of those are symptoms of not solving a big enough pain. Okay. So first, find a market that's growing. Second, solve a bleeding neck. Third, and the last one is solve the problem in a new, exciting, and different way. Okay. Some people will say, create a new category for yourself. But I think it's easier to say and understand the idea of going in to solve a problem that either is not being solved by anyone, or, and that's rare. It's not too rare. It's especially if you're going into a crowded market. If you're going to a really crowded market, it's hard to solve a new problem that doesn't exist, but it's much easier to solve an existing problem in a much better way. It's either new, exciting, or different. I hesitate to use the word better because it's not necessarily better. You don't have to have a better idea. You just have to solve the problem in a new, exciting, and different way that eliminates some of the frustrations with the current way the problem is being solved. Okay? A really good example of that is I love Descript. Descript has come out and solved video editing in a totally new and different way. Slack, when Slack came out, they solved the email problem in a new, exciting, and different way. You could look at Dropbox. Before Dropbox, people were sharing things through email. So they came in and solved it in a new, exciting, and different way, and created a new category called cloud sharing, right? Which is really, really cool. So you don't have to go in and create this whole new category and be this. All you need to do is come in and say, we've solved this problem in a way that eliminates a lot of the frustration that you have currently solving it. And we do it in this new, exciting way. And at that point, you can transition and you can say, we solve it through X, Y, Z. That's why you see a lot of companies focusing on AI. AI powered this, AI powered that. Nobody cares about AI. I could honestly care less if there is a team of 1,000 PhDs solving my problem in a room, or writing the copy or whatever, or if it's some AI solution that does it in 10 seconds. What I care about is the result, and also, can I get it faster than anyone else can provide it? And my likelihood of success, is it higher with your tool? If you haven't read $100 Million Offer by Alex Hormozi, every SaaS founder should read that book. So get those three things right: growing market, solve a bleeding neck, and solve the problem in a new, exciting, and different way. I see a question here. How do you validate an idea? A lot of times validation comes from your own experience. A lot of founders that I work with solve a problem that's an existing problem for them. And that's kind of idea validation. One of the ways, if you're coming up with a SaaS product and you have really no idea if you're solving a pain or not, usually you do, right? Usually the situation is you have an existing product and you have an idea for a pain that it might solve, and you're not sure. Look at your existing customers. Are you solving the pain for any one of those customers right now? And if you are, get them on the phone, get them on Zoom and talk to them and say, we want to make this product better for you. We want to solve more of your problems. We want to talk to you about how we can make this product better, and then talk to them about their pains. Okay. If you have no idea in your current customer database, nobody that you can talk to, and you have this just harebrained idea that you think might be really, really good, there's lots of ways to test it. Going to your existing audience and saying, hey, we want to solve this problem. Does anyone have this problem? You have to identify a market and a pain. And once you do that, then you can find where those people are and talk to them. And you would be so surprised how willing people are to talk to you if they come to you and if you go to them and say, I'm solving this pain. I'm trying to solve this pain. Do you have it? And if you do, can we talk about it? Because I might be able to solve it for you. I mean, that's really the core of your offer. Nothing to do with software, nothing to do with signing up for a free trial or getting on a demo. Do you have this specific pain? Okay. So that's why some cold emails work really, really well and some don't, because it's all about the offer and the targeting. If I put the right offer in front of the right person, I don't have to be an expert copywriter or marketer to do that. Cool. I didn't mean to be this long, but if you have any questions, put them in the comments. Would love to answer them. Thanks for hanging out with me today. See ya. I gotta figure out how to turn this off. Oh, here we go.